back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we'll be doing my 10 before the end. I mean, it is a little late, but hey, we're doing our best here on my pre-filming schedule. But before I open the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. People have been doing their 10 before the end all over social media, on Instagram, TikTok, BookTube, and here we are doing my 10 before the end. Now, I do have a lot of video ideas and pre-filming ideas that I'm going to be doing for Bookmas, and I already have November's content and Bookmas content planned out. So some of these books are specifically books that are going to be seen in those reading vlogs, and then some of them are just things that I would like to read because I've been very intrigued by them, and then other ones are ones that I've started and have yet to finish, but my goal is to have as few unfinished books left before the year is up. And some of these books I've been reading on for a while. So I guess without further ado, let's hop into my 10 before the end. We're going to start with the two books that I am currently in the middle of. So I have already started reading these and I've gotten to varying degrees into them. The first one is Oathbound by Tracy Deonn. We all know how much I love the Legendborn series, and when I first started this book in March, let's just say if you remember anything about my journey this year, in March, which was my birthday month, so you think it'd be happier, things just started going to shit in my personal and social life, and I was just like, I cannot be reading one of my favorite series in the midst of grief and depression, and I just really haven't picked it much back up since then. I'm about 25% of the way through the book, so I'm already a good quarter chunk of the way through. I have a feeling what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this book either for the end of November to get me, kicked off right before holiday reading, or it's gonna be my last book that I finish for the year so that I can finish out the year on a high note. I'm not sure. The Legendborn cycle follows Bree. She recently lost her mother and she is attending a college teenage summer educational camp situation where she encounters a monster attack on campus, and then she goes out seeking answers about her mother's death because she's starting to realize that these mysterious happenings on campus seem eerily linked to some of the things she started to realize about her mother. So she joins the Legendborn, or trains to be a Legendborn, which is this ancient society that takes on the powers or traits of King Arthur and the Round Table, and she starts to learn things about herself as well as the mystical society that takes up the world. And I've given both books that I've read so far 5 stars. The other book that I'm in the middle of right now, currently reading, is Glow of the Everflame by Pinksky. This is the second book in the Kindred Curse saga. I read Spark of the Everflame a few months ago. I enjoyed it. Just the more I think about it, I just kind of think of there's not much in the original book that has kept me hooked, but everyone says the second book in the series is amazing. So far I'm intrigued. I'm only 12% of the way through. I'm waiting to get that kickstart of something that's I cannot stop reading, which sometimes it does take me a little bit to get into books, and given that the book I think is 500 to 600 pages long, I know these books just get longer and longer as the series goes on. I think 12% is still a pretty decent chunk. Spark of the Everflame, or the Kindred Curse saga, is following D.M. Bellator. She lives in a world divided between humans and mortals and the Descended. Descended have the specific look. They have very colorful hair. They have very colorful eyes and stuff like that. They are very tall. They're very built. And they have the power over light and dark in her particular kingdom. And they rule over the humans kind of like the humans are just mortal scum. And DM has spent her whole life amongst humans as a healer trained by her mother. But throughout her life, she's noted changes in her physical appearance. Rather than having dark hair and dark eyes like normal humans, over time her hair has lightened and brightened, and she's always been a little taller than your average human. But when her mother goes missing, she takes on the role to healer to the king, the Descended king, and she starts to learn things about herself and Descendant and mortal society that she may not have previously thought before. And let's just say this girl is filled with rage, but not enough knowledge to back that rage up, apparently. Because the entire time I'm reading the story, I'm like, DM, for the love of God, take the time to learn some shit first. Take some time, because right now I'm like, girl, you operating on basically feminine rage, social justice, and nothing else, which, not saying those aren't two good things, but sometimes it helps to have a plan, some knowledge, and some training first. because girl is also like she's in the denial stage right now. She's very much in the denial stage. So yeah, not saying I am not liking the bit of crumbs of romance and this romance that I'm getting, but I would like Henry to be gone at some point because he's still lingering in the background. Oh well, that's just my spiel. Let's get into the ones I haven't read. Moving into the books that I already have plans for, this next set of books, this next series takes up 4 books on our 10 before the end. I'm sure you saw it in the thumbnail, but I am planning for Bookmas to finally read the entire Hunger Games saga for the first time. I don't know if I'll read Sunrise on the Reaping just because I'm going to wait for it to come out in paperback so I can have all matching paperbacks, but I do plan on reading all 4 of these books. Now, I have seen all of the first original 3 movies. I haven't seen this one. Did I look up spoilers for the movie? Yeah, I did. So technically, I guess I know what happens in these books, but hey, I'm good at forgetting shit, so we'll find out. But everyone and their mama has read this, has sang its praises, and given the state of the U.S. right now, dystopian feels like the vibe. So I'm excited to read these. That is going to come in, the vlog is going to be coming in December, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to start picking these up in a week or 2, so we'll see how long it takes me to get through them. I do believe I'm just going to read in publication order. I know this is a prequel, but I think everyone says to read these first so you get like more shock value understanding for this one, although every part of my being says read the prequel first because I am such a chronological reader girly. But hey, I will read it in the order that most people got to read it. The next 2 you should be seeing in the next vlog at some point. It's going to be like a fall romance reading vlog is the plan. If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. This has been all over my For You page. If you are a romance reader, I guess if you like Gilmore Girls, even though I've never seen Gilmore Girls, I've heard that it's the vibes of that. If you just like the fall aesthetic, this seems like everyone's favorite fall read. Last year it was like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I'm kind of intrigued but not intrigued to read, but this one has me. But it's like a 500-page romance book, so I'm curious to see what it is. I don't really know much about it. It says, get comfy with this cozy slow burn romance set in the autumnal glow of 1997 small town Vermont. Now, I will say, while I like Hallmarky, I like cheesy, I like lovely romance, we all know me and a slow burn don't normally get along. So that could be why a lot of people are liking it. I know a lot of people have been criticizing the romance genre right now because I think a lot of them are really stuck on that I need a really drawn out slow burn, years and years of pining and stuff like that. And I don't necessarily need that because sometimes I'm just like, say what you need to say. Be a little more, forward with what you're going to do. But hey, the blurb says, my new next door neighbor Cliff seems to have everything figured out. Small town golden boy? Check. Single dad extraordinaire? Check. Hot baker forearms? I didn't notice them, I swear. I mean, obviously single daddy. We love that. I, on the other hand, don't at all have anything figured out. Trust me, I didn't think taking over my mom's dream bed and breakfast in Copper Run, Vermont was going to be easy. It should be a good place to heal after my divorce, but apparently my scones belong in the garbage with my small talk skills, as pointed out by none other than Cliff. Are we going to have a little grumpy sunshine situation? Cliff is inescapable. He knows exactly what people need, always. His charm, the way he wears flannel, and even his pastries make not wanting to be friends with Cliff and his daughters pretty hard. Friends, I can make friends. That's safe. Except I'm leaving in 3 months to pass the inn off to my little sister and get the promotion in Seattle I've been working hard toward. So ask me why I'm thinking about kissing my hot neighbor. I'm just gonna say, if this girlie gives up a promotion for this man and doesn't have anything better, I don't know. Does everyone hate in the Hallmark movies where the strong, smart, successful city girl gives up her life for the small town boy? I'm like, can she not have success? Can she not have money and success? I don't know. I guess everyone's definition of success. So that one may get on my nerves. We'll see. Everyone's been loving it, and I can't say that I don't like hopping on a bandwagon. I like being a fangirl. Then we have Once Upon You and Me by Timothy Janowski. Listen, one of my favorite queer romance authors. I don't know how fall this is other than the fall cover vibes, and I think it came out during the fall, but this one is essentially boss's ex-husband romance, and I'm just like, ooh. The only thing is I discovered that the main character has the name Taylor, so that one might get questionable. So basically, she sends her assistant, Taylor Frost, to the cabin where her daughter's Sweet 16 is happening, and the cabin just happens to be maintained and run by her ex-husband. And let's just say it's age gap, romance, and it's just fun. A little romance strikes up, and I think both of them might be willing to have this fun little tryst, a little guilty as sin moment, and I'm excited. And we love a good short little romance read to break it up. I do have one other fall book planned for that reading vlog that I'm excited to get to, but I want to round out fall season right before I hop into Hunger Games and, you know, Christmas books. These last two books are just hopefuls of books that I've been really wanting to read ever since I bought them for a while. I just simply haven't gotten around to them. One I did pull for my TBR this month. We'll see how much time I have for it. And that one is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Ariu. I know the sequel for this is coming out this month. So if I finish this, I can immediately go into the sequel, even though I almost never do that because I never read series back to back. My brain just can't seem to conceive that. But this one is a very popular romantasy read from this year. It's indie. Sometimes I do see some of these people out here complaining about the state of romance today. I think y'all need to step back into your indie roots or start discovering indie romance again. Because, yeah, traditionally published books, some of them are getting a little questionable. That's because sometimes the editing and oversight gets a little bit muddled with, as someone who teaches marketing, and all of that can get a little muddled with, you know, marketing and what marketing says is sellable and stuff like that. So do keep that in mind. So a good indie, I think this was recently tradpubbed. Good indie, like romantasy, is kind of what we need. I know it has things to do with stars and like gods and like forbidden love and like training and stuff like that. So yeah, I've read the blurb so many times in so many videos, so I'm just gonna leave it be. And if we do get to it, I will give you my thoughts on that. The last book, another queer book. We needed to make it a little gayer, as what I always say. The Last Boyfriend's Guide to Revenge. I was so waiting for the Taylor Swift video to pull Speak Now, because Better Than Revenge? Come on. I've seen this book since it was released. I was waiting for it to come out in paperback, but it's been a minute, so. According to this, it says, Ezra Hayes has always felt like a background character compared to BFFs, Lucas and Finley. He would do anything to be seen as a romantic lead, even if it means keeping his boyfriend Presley a secret. But when he discovers that Presley is a lying cheater and his best friends are having boy problems of their own, they all want revenge. Their plans to get even involve sabotaging the largest part of the year, entering a drag competition, and have Ezra run against his ex for Winter Formal King. Then the school district starts to actively censor queer voices with their Watch What You Say initiative. Taking to TikTok to vent frustrations, Ezra begins the Last Boyfriend's student rebellion. Between ex-boyfriend drama and navigating viral TikTok fame, Ezra realizes this rebellion is about something more important than revenge. It's a battle cry to fight against outdated opinions and redefine what it means to be a queer teen in a small town. Oh, this might be perfect for for winter, if we're talking winter formal situation. I'm also like, I thought it was going to be fun and cheeky, but it does look like we're going to do a little social commentary. And I'm excited. I want to say Jason June had recommended this. Yes, Jason June, one of my favorite authors, says fun, fabulous, and fierce. Listen, a couple of my favorite queer authors on here have some quotes, so I'm excited. Listen, I feel like if I like this, it's giving the same vibes of what Jason June writes. And Jason June, if you want a YA queer romance that's just fun and cute with a little bit of some magical elements, because he usually weaves in some sort of magical elements to it, those books, top tier. Do recommend, highly recommend. They are always on my list of like good YA queer recommendations. So those are my 10 before the end. I'm hoping to get to all of them. But again, 2 months left in the year. We'll see. I think I'm at 63 books for the year. I've surpassed my goal of 50. I set my goal at 50 every year because I know it's a goal I'm always going to surpass. Because if my 10-year-old self could surpass it in a few months, I think me as a busier like adult at 25 could probably meet that. So yeah, those are all of my hopefuls. Let me know what your hopefuls are for the end of the year. And just understand, I say these are my hopefuls, but we all know as soon as December 1st hits, I'm only going to want to read Christmassy romances from the 1st to the 25th. After that, I'll get reacclimated to things that aren't Christmas, but that's why I have 2 holiday reading vlogs planned out for you. So yeah, but that'll be on my holiday TBR that you'll see during Bookmas. I will see y'all in the next one.